Hey dude, do you remember the first time we met? Asked my friend Ryan with a huge smile stretched across his face. Hell yeah, man. It was, we were at... Well, that was weird. I couldn't remember it at all. In fact, I couldn't actually remember anything about Ryan. The only thing about him that I could bring to mind were that his name was Ryan and we'd been best friends since we were kids. I could remember the basic outline of our story, but not a single detail. No, I don't. Damn, dude. Neither do I, Ryan laughed. That's fucking weird as hell, man. He was right. That was weird. That was very, very weird. What the fuck, Ryan? Why can't I remember anything about you? I have no fucking clue, my dude, Ryan laughed. I sank down into the couch, burrowing deep until only the top of my head was left barely poking out from between the cushions. Ryan was laughing pretty hard, which was annoying, but what was really bothering me was that I couldn't bring up a single memory from my past. It felt like I had simply been conjured into existence 2 minutes ago and only given the cliff notes on my life's history. Maybe my strange memory loss was because I was tripping on shrooms. I've done shrooms with Ryan numerous times before, so it was a possibility. I felt a flicker of hope at the remembrance of past events until I realized that I didn't actually remember ever doing shrooms with Ryan. I knew that we'd done shrooms several times before, but I didn't actually have any memories of doing them. It was like reading a plot synopsis on Wikipedia about a movie you never actually watched. Ryan was laughing so hard that he was gasping for air. It was really pissing me off. Didn't he realize how fucking serious this was? He probably did, and that's why he was laughing so hard. He was laughing at me. My mental state was in ruins, and he found that hilarious. I probably had a psychic alien brain parasite from hell squirming through my gray matter, feasting on my memories. And he thought it was funny. That really pissed me off. Gosh darn it, Ryan. Shut your mouth, before I rip your throat out. Without even bothering to wait for a response, I leapt out of the couch and charged at him like a bull. I tackled him to the ground and plunged my thumbs into his eye sockets. I started slamming his head against a hardwood floor over and over again, feeling his skull crack and shatter as his brain fell onto the floor, which I promptly smashed into a puddle of goo and started shoveling it into my mouth. Wait, no I didn't. I'm not sure why I thought I brutally murdered Ryan and ate his brain, but I didn't. In fact, I hadn't even gotten up from the couch. That was weird. Ryan wasn't laughing anymore either. He was staring at me with a look of concern. Are you alright, dude? He asked gently. Yeah, of course. Okay, you had me worried. That was some pretty hardcore brain surgery you had this morning, and the doctor said it could take 10 to 50 years before you feel normal again. Did I undergo brain surgery? I don't remember having brain surgery, and I feel like brain surgery is something that would be hard to forget. I decided to play it safe by pretending that Ryan was telling the truth. There's no point in poking the bear. Yes, the brain surgery, of course. What was the brain surgery again? I don't know, dude. I'm not a neurologist. I think they removed your cerebral cortex or something to help you quit smoking. I smoke? Not anymore. It was a very convenient story. It perfectly explained both my memory issues and why I wasn't smoking a cigarette at that exact moment. It wrapped everything in a neat little package with a pretty bow on top. Oh yes, it was a very convenient explanation. Very, very convenient. It was far too convenient. That's how I knew it was a lie. But of course, what a splendid explanation, Ryan. What you just said is definitely true, and I totally believe you for sure. Yup. No doubt about it, I said, trying to play it off smooth in order to convince him that I believed his obvious lie. I was pretty sure he bought it. Hey dude, do you remember the first time we met? Asked my friend Ryan with a huge smile stretched across his face. Hell yeah, man. It was, we were at... Vietnam. We met in Nam. Well, that was a weird question. Ryan had been my squad mate in the trenches of Vietnam, and ever since he saved my life from a German sniper, we've been best friends. I remember that day like it was happening right now. It's something I'll never forget for as long as I live. I was honestly outraged by his institution that I could ever forget that moment. I'm only alive because he risked his own life to save mine. Damn, dude. I totally forgot we were in Nam. Ryan laughed. That's fucking weird as hell. He was right. That was weird. That was very, very weird. What the fuck, Ryan? How did we serve in Vietnam when we were born in the 90s? I have no fucking clue, my dude. Ryan was laughing so hard that he was gasping for air. It was really pissing me off. I saved his worthless life in that trench and he just forgot. Maybe I should have just let him die. Something about this whole situation was off. There was something wrong that I couldn't put my finger on. Things weren't adding up right. Hey man, did we take any shrooms? What the hell kind of stupid question is that? Ryan laughed, barely able to choke out the words through his wheezing laughter. Are you stupid or something? Yeah, it was a pretty dumb question. I've done shrooms several times and it's never been like this. This is something else altogether. I lit a cigarette and pondered the situation. The most obvious explanation is that I was dreaming. That would make the most sense, but it didn't feel like a dream. I decided to test my hypothesis by pressing my lit cigarette against my wrist. The agonizing burn was proof that I wasn't dreaming. Pain that intense couldn't happen in a dream. It's possible that I was a good old-fashioned crazy, but isn't questioning your own sanity proof that you're sane? A sane person would never realize that they were insane, so they would never question it. I'm pretty sure I read that on Wikipedia. So then, what? Hey man, what the hell's wrong with me? I asked Ryan. When I didn't receive a response, I realized that Ryan wasn't there. Well, that's weird. I knew that I had been deep in contemplation for a good while, but I still should have noticed him getting up. He was probably just taking a shit, but I wanted to check anyway, if only for peace of mind. I went to put out my cigarette when I realized I wasn't holding one. That's right, I don't smoke. My grandpa had died of lung cancer when I was 9, and even though he wasn't a smoker, I swore to never touch a cigarette for as long as I lived. It's honestly kind of weird that I thought I was smoking. I've never smoked and I never will. I tried to stand up when I realized I couldn't. Thick, heavy chains were draped across my legs and chest, securing me to the couch. What the hell? I struggled against them but couldn't move even a fraction of a millimeter. If anything, the chains were tightening and threatening to cut off my breathing. I tried to scream for Ryan, but my jaw was squeezed far too tight for me to open my mouth. My only option was to go down, deeper into the couch. Not only was that a safe place to hide, but it gave me a greater range of movement. I burrowed deeper into the gray folds of the couch, both to hide from whatever was hunting me, as well as to search for Ryan. The couch had to lead somewhere, and it seemed logical that it would eventually end up in the bathroom. If Ryan was taking a shit like I suspected he was, then he'd definitely be on the toilet. I've never known him to shit anywhere else. I squirmed my way down through the couch until I reached a long, twisted tunnel, about 6 feet wide and 20 feet high. The floors and walls seemed to be made of the same gray material as the couch, just wet and a little squishier. I walked for about a mile until I saw a blinking neon sign that read CC, which I assumed meant, certainly, the crapper, over top a large door. I walked through it and found myself in my bathroom. Ryan was sitting on the toilet like I figured he was. It was time to finally get some answers. Yo Ryan, what's up man? Just taking a demon shit? Nice, so what the hell is going on? Something is clearly not right. Brain parasite eating away at your brain, dude. A brain parasite? How the hell would I get a brain parasite? Is that even a real thing? Seriously? Yup, they're doing surgery right now. Brain surgery. How the fuck did I get a brain parasite? Pork, dude. I told you not to vacation in Vietnam. Sure, everything's cheap there, but they don't have the same quality assurance when it comes to handling livestock. Look it up on Wikipedia if you don't believe me. Seriously, all of this is because I ate some bad Vietnamese pork on vacation? That kinda pisses me off. As I looked around trying to make sense of everything, it dawned onto me that the couch seemed awfully familiar. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that the walls and floors looked like a brain. Likely my brain. So is this my brain? Am I literally inside my brain? Well, not literally. You're probably literally in a hospital bed or something. I mean, how could you literally go inside your own brain? That wouldn't make any sense. Think about it. He was right, of course. If I literally went inside my brain, that would mean that my brain was inside my brain like some sort of brainception. That would be ridiculous. Huh. So then what is the point of all this? Am I psychosomatically trying to fix the problem or something? Like, if I defeat the parasite in here, will that kill it in real life? Nah, dude. That's just dumb. You're probably in a coma and you're hallucinating or something. I mean, you do have a parasite inside your brain, so you've likely suffered brain damage after all. Or maybe a near-death experience. Hell, maybe you're already dead and this is hell. How do I know? I'm not a neurologist. He was probably telling the truth. Although I couldn't remember anything about Ryan, he didn't seem like a doctor. He just wasn't really the doctor-y type. I wasn't getting that vibe from him at all. So, why are you here? I get why I'm here, seeing as how this is my brain and all, but why do you keep showing up? Me? I'm eating your brain. It's kinda my thing. It's literally why I was born. It took me a few seconds to process what he said. Wait a minute, are you the brain parasite? Did you seriously just now figure that out? I thought you were Ryan. Why the hell would Ryan be inside your brain? My name's Tina Saloom, by the way. Then who the fuck is Ryan? No fucking clue, my dude. Well, that's weird. Aside from Tina Saloom being a pretty stupid name, it still didn't explain much. Why did I think he's Ryan? Actually, I still didn't even know who Ryan was, let alone remember the first time we met. So, are you like some kind of psychic brain parasite from hell or outer space or something? Nope, I'm just your standard parasite. I was just an egg when you ate undercooked pork with my mom inside it. I hatched in your intestines, then made my way into your cerebral cortex to start a family. Tina Saloom is a really stupid name, by the way. I didn't choose it, he said with a shrug. This was all pretty hard for me to process, I have to admit. It didn't much matter because I woke up in a post-surgery hospital bed. The doctors managed to explain the situation a lot better than Tina did. I had indeed gained a brain parasite, so they had to operate to remove a brain cyst and insert a shunt to drain fluid buildup. Even years later, I can remember the hallucination vividly. Even though I know that it was all in my head, I can still visualize it like it actually happened. The doctor said the hallucination was likely a result of the anesthesia. If I had suffered any brain damage, it was minor. Although I had to take pills for a good while, just in case there was any stray parasites lingering inside my body. That's my biggest fear, that another one will end up inside my brain and I'll have to return to that nightmarish place. I obviously no longer eat pork, even if it's FDA approved. I was able to go back to a normal life pretty quickly, thanks to the support of my mom, my girlfriend Amy, and Ryan, the real Ryan, not the parasitic hallucination. The memories from my recovery are a bit fuzzy, and I'm still not sure why Tina manifested in my mind as Ryan, or why he was so concerned about the first time we met. I'll admit that it took me a while to feel comfortable around him again. The image of him as Tina was so strong in my mind that just being around him made me nervous. I told him all about what happened, and we managed to get through it. It wasn't long before we were hanging out like we used to. Pizza, beer, and pro wrestling, just like the good old days. That's why it caught me off guard when we were hanging out at my apartment, having a few beers while watching Monday Night Raw. I had a nice buzz going and was feeling pretty good when he turned towards me with a huge smile stretched across his face. "Hey dude, do you remember the first time we met?" asked my friend Ryan with a huge smile stretched across his face. "Hell yeah, man. It was, we were at, well, that was weird."